All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. I wanted to get this recorded way earlier, and it did not happen. Where's my lighter? I'm always so unorganized. My girlfriend swears it's a Pisces thing, and I mean, it could very well be, but I'm going to tell you what. And I'm a double Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun, Pisces rising. So, yeah, I'm very flaky and unorganized. All right. So, here we go. I already channeled some words through. If you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I like to start with just sitting, listening, and seeing what comes out or through. And I got blank, reprise, or I still haven't looked that word up to see what it means. Duck, mellow, life struggle, beautiful, balanced, shape, honking, intentions. Okay. So a lot of just random words we're pumping through this morning. And we're going to see if any of those pop back up in the readings or words I just called out resonate with you guys. Let me know in the comments. All right. So I feel like everybody's having a hard time right now with shadow work, our spiritual side, our psychic abilities are tapping in, chakras are opening, and people are just not sure about what's happening. Okay. And I feel like I want to help, or I'm being called to help ease you guys through this, even though I'm still moving through some of it myself. Right. I'm not putting myself above anybody. I'm not here to teach you guys anything. I'm just here to show you what has worked for me. Okay. All right. So let's get some shadow cards out first. And when I say shadow, I just mean, if you don't know what that means, it is integrating parts of yourself that you're ashamed of or you're not so proud of, the darker things, right? Traumas and triggers, stuff like that. It's just things that, and I don't like saying we need to work on, but things we don't like to talk about, okay? So let's start there. I get a card, please, for whoever needs to hear this right now. May these messages come out clear and concise and help for all involved, please. Always set intentions before you do any kind of work like this, you guys, okay? Or really for anything in life. Intention setting is important. There's our first card. All right, let's see what it says. Okay, so some of you guys right now may be feeling like, and look what's on top of the deck as I'm saying this. Let me put these back over here because something told me to glance at this top card, which I never do. I always check the bottom. That's something to glance at the top. So we're going to go here in a second. And some of you guys may be having problems with control issues, controlling others, controlling certain aspects of your life that you really can't control, right? That's usually where control issues comes in. And this is, what insecurities do I have that cause control issues? Okay. What insecurities do I have that cause control issues? So this is telling me that somebody right now is very out of control, okay, with your control issues. And I get it. Our control issues stem from our triggers, right? You're trying to hold on to something so tight because you don't want anything to go wrong. You don't want the next person to leave or the next domino to fall or lose that next job or can't pay that next bill. For me, it's abandonment issues. I have severe abandonment issues and trust issues. I don't trust anybody. Like, I don't trust anybody. I don't even trust myself, right? And abandonment issues. I'm scared. I just know that if my life is going too well, and you guys can let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about, because I know some of you do, whether you admit it or not. If my life is going too well, then I'm waiting for that other shoe to drop. Like, I'm literally scared of joy. I know that sounds strange and weird to people that don't understand, but I'm scared of being too happy, of everything being snatched away, right? And that can trigger control issues, like you're trying to control everything. And I'm just now getting to the point where I'm noticing when these triggers happen, right? I'm noticing when I'm trying to grasp onto situations or people or things too tightly, right? You have to, first off, notice where the trigger is at, what situations are causing these triggers, these feelings to bubble up, these feelings of control. You've got to control this situation or it's going to get out of hand. You got to control this person or they're going to leave, right? Notice where the triggers are. Notice where you're gripping on too tight, and then change your state of mind. We need to change our state of mind. We need to realize that there's not another domino that's going to fall. We can trust other people. We can trust ourselves. We can find joy in our life without something horrible waiting around the corner. You have to rewire your brain, reconstruct your brain, okay, into not having all these horrible, out of control thoughts. All right, can we get a card for whoever is resonating with these control issues right now? Can they please get a card of guidance? We'll get a card of guidance. path of power is what we have here. The path of power is paved with passion. The more aligned you are with your essence, the less you have to push. Power flows where truth lives. Okay, so stop trying to, and especially what we just talked about, you guys. Stop trying to force situations, force people, hold on so tightly, be the domineering person in every relationship, right? Stop trying to force things and figure out where those triggers are. That is your truth. That is where your truth lies. These places that you've been hurt and bumped and bruised and scarred, right? That is where your truth lies. And your true path of power is going to be when you can release these situations, right? What it really boils down to, you guys, I don't care what kind of fancy wrapping people want to put on it, okay? With these control issues, these power struggles, your truth is going to lie where your triggers are, okay? You need to figure out where your triggers are. That is where your truth is going to lie, okay? And it boils down to one simple thing. You're going to be okay no matter what happens. This is the rewiring, the reconstruction that needs to go on in your brain. I'm working on mine right now as we speak, okay? You're going to be okay no matter what. If that other shoe does drop or never drops. If that person does leave or that person stays. If you keep that job or if you get fired. If you keep that house or you lose it. You keep that car or they come take it. Whatever your triggers are, whatever your worries and stresses are, you're going to have to come to that middle ground of that neutrality. Okay, they call it the 0 point, a neutrality point of I'm going to be okay on either side. It doesn't matter what happens. Everything's going to unfold and be okay. I will be okay. Okay? With the control issues and abandonment issues. So that's usually where control issues stem from. 9 times out of 10, it's abandonment issues. Okay? All right. So let's move on to, let's see if these cards can tell us anything. We get any messages or cards of guidance for whoever needs to hear this right now, where we'll come across this video. Something in this deck. Okay. That's just exactly what we just talked about, you guys. That is crazy. This is crazy. When you feel a trigger, an emotion that stems from some form of past trauma, stop. Try to pinpoint where that trigger started and unroot it. Try to pinpoint where that trigger started and then begin to unroot it. Now, some of these triggers I've noticed for me start way back in childhood. I can actually go back if I stop to take the time to do it when I feel the trigger bubbling up. Okay, I can go back way back to when I was a child, pinpoint the very first time I felt that emotion or that quote unquote trigger and begin to dissect it, unroot it, do a little inner child work with it. Right? Love and care for that inner child the way I should have been loved and cared for when I was an actual child. Right? That's what this card is saying. Find that trigger point, which ties into all the control topics we just talked about. Find that trigger point and begin to unroot it. Dig it up. Okay? And you'll start noticing changes happening. Most importantly, within self. You'll start noticing yourself changing because of what's changing on the inside. You'll start seeing changes on the outside. It all starts within. It all starts within. All right. And is there anything in this deck? This is our spirituality or psychic gift deck, our mystic deck. I don't care, whatever you want to call it. This is our abilities deck. If you have anything that's being activated right now, any type of abilities, having trouble understanding what's happening, I made this deck for that because I feel like a lot of people are having some weird shit going on right now and they're not understanding what's happening. Anything in this deck, please? Oh, thank you. And this is stop being judgmental. Stop being so hard on yourself. Because basically that's what being judgmental means. You're being hard on somebody or yourself. All right. That can also tie into the unrooting the triggers, the control issues. Stop being so judgy toward people and toward yourself. Okay. It's got to do with others. Realize that if it doesn't have to do with you straight on, like it's not involving you, don't worry about it. And then if it does involve you, just remember that you're okay no matter what. Okay? No matter what people think about you, you're okay. What matters is what you think about yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself about situations, okay? And that's going to open a lot of doors. Okay, I want to get one more card from this deck. Well, two more. Got two more here. Okay, we have chosen legacy. Just because it runs in your blood doesn't mean it has to run your life. You are here to choose differently. Okay, this is actually tying back to a reading that I did. Was it last night? I did that reading about chain breaking, curse breaking. You're the one here to break the chain, break the family curse, break the cycles of addiction, of abuse, of narcissism, of whatever it is. You're here to break the cycle. And that's what this card says. It says, just because it runs in your blood doesn't mean it has to run your life. So just because it's something that, yes, you may have issues with because it's in your DNA, it's in your blood, and it could be a multitude of things. Doesn't even have to be any things I just called out. It could be anything. Doesn't mean it has to run your life. You're in control of you at all times. You're in control of you. Doesn't matter what's going on around you. You are in control of you. Okay? And then we have unfinished karma. You think you're done, but your energy's still circling the lesson. You refuse to fully claim. So some of you guys know what I'm saying right now. You understand what I'm speaking about right now. You can totally pinpoint your triggers, your traumas, your delusions, your cycles, your patterns in life that stem from your parents and ancestors, and your control issues and your judgment issues, and you totally get it. You understand everything I'm saying, but you're refusing to accept it. Right? You're refusing to accept that you have any of this going on. It's leaving your energy no choice but to keep bringing these things up because you're not facing them. You're not facing the issues. So the energy has no choice but to keep going around and around and around and around until you decide to face it and do something about it. Anything in this deck, please, for somebody needs to hear it right now. When really you're the absolute badass Queen of Wands. Like if you were to start any of this, if you haven't already, I'm speaking to somebody that knows they have these issues but are refusing to actually look at them. Okay? You're refusing to look at any of this. If you're somebody that's like that, like you're not going to deal with it because it's just a headache, this is your energy. You're the Queen of Wands. If you were to start working on this stuff, any of these issues, energy would move so fast. It would take you no time to clear energy and to clear old energy out for new energy to come in. Okay? No time at all. No time at all. Like, it would move so fast. So we got the Five of Swords, Three of Cups, Eight of Wands. Five of Swords, like I said, you understand what I'm saying, but it's too much for you to deal with right now for whatever reason, right? It's too much for you to deal with. You don't want to deal with it right now. You've got other things going on. Life's hard. Look, you got the Hermit card bottom of the deck. You're so emotionally drained right now from other people's shit that you can't even begin to unravel your own, right? And I believe that's where this Three of Cups is coming in at. Like your friends and your family, whatever this Three of Cups represents for you, your friends and your family are dumping so much crap on you that you can't even deal with your own shit right now. You got the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is about income and knowledge, income and information. It could be what I'm telling you right now. It's something that you're going to learn some new information, okay? It's actually you watching this video. Seven of Pentacles and Ten of Pentacles. Okay, you got two Pentacle cards here. You got the Seven of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. You have planted seeds, okay? You have planted seeds, and you're wondering, I'm hearing, okay. I'm hearing stalled. So you're wondering, you've planted the seeds, where are they at? Where are your creature comforts? That's what the Ten of Pentacles is. It's all the creature comfort, all the things you manifested, but you're like, where are they? They're not here. It's stalled. It's taking too long. And everything we just discussed earlier in this video, all this work right here, or quote unquote work, that's why. Your energy's too busy trying to circle back to these lessons that you need to learn. All these lessons you need to learn, okay? To worry about any of your seeds that you planted right now, okay? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, holding on too tight. Holding on too tight. To people, to a cups bottom of the deck, to people or situations. We're back to the control issues, right? We're back to the control issues. You're having control issues. You're holding on too tight because you're worried about the other shoe dropping. You're going to have to let go. No matter what deck I go to, it is screaming that you're going to have to let go. We got the Ace of Wands that just came out. And I feel like this is something you know. Deep down, this is a knowing for you. You already know that you have all this inner work you need to take care of, but you're refusing to do it. You're just refusing to do it. Judgment. Again, stop being so hard on yourself. Judgment was on the bottom of the deck. Okay? We had Judgment and another card pull for whoever I'm talking to right now. If this is resonating with you. So stop being so negative with yourself. Page of Wands. Like I said a while ago, Temperance, bottom of the deck, which is patience. Calm, cool, collected, patience. Right? Show patience and kindness with yourself. And then the Page of Wands flew out. That's young, fast energy. I feel like, because I heard heart, so I feel like this is how you feel at heart. You may be an older person that's resonating with this. Don't have to be. It could just be what I'm picking up on. But you're young at heart, right? You're like a Peter Pan type person. That's too many cards. Man. Be here all day. Okay. Okay, as I'm sitting here trying to listen, because I see feeling here, I look over here and I see create like a kid again. Create like a kid again. As I'm sitting here thinking about this Page of Wands. Okay, create like a kid again. So you may need to go back and start just what it says. Create like a kid again. Find your joy. Find your playtime. Things you like to do as a child. This could be a breakthrough for you actually in the abandonment, trigger, and control issue. If you learn to find your joy again, your playtime, you could have a complete breakthrough. Okay? Complete freaking breakthrough. Yes, I'm hearing breakthrough over and over. Okay. Ace of Pentacles just came out. Yeah. High Priestess, bottom of the deck. So use your intuition. Ace of Pentacles came out. So whenever you begin to create like a kid again, okay, and use your intuition for that. For that, finding your joy and don't care about what other people think. King, bottom of the deck, King of Wands. I don't care what other people think when you're doing this, okay? This is important. Do not give a shit what other people think when you're creating like a kid again. Finding your joy. Learning to play, okay? But something tangible, something real will be falling into your lap as you begin to do this. When that breakthrough starts coming, you will be getting something tangible. Pentacles are about tangible things. Yeah, you'll be getting something encouraging, something the universe is going to bestow on you. That's gonna, like words of that would be. You could equate it to words of encouragement if it was coming from us, right? But it's coming from the universe, so it's going to be something tangible, something that you'll recognize as a gift from God. Okay. Whenever you start finding your joy again. Wow, that was nice. Okay. All right. I think that's it, you guys. I hope this helps somebody. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share all of the things. Like I said, it is so hard for the smaller channels to become monetized. It's a slow, hard climb up the top of that YouTube mountain. So and it doesn't cost you a dime, it doesn't cost a penny. And the comments and the likes really do help. Okay. If you're already subscribed, then interaction with the videos, if you're getting something out of them, is extremely important. Thank you guys again. And you have a great and wonderful day.